North Carolina has passed what appears to be the most anti-gay bill in a very, very long time. Now, you might hear me say that and say, wait a second, David. The Supreme Court over the summer banned bans on same-sex marriage. And you are absolutely right. The bill in North Carolina, which has been passed and signed by Republican Governor Pat McCrory, does not ban same-sex marriages at all. But what it does is prevent any anti-discrimination ordinances at the city or municipality level, which could, of course, and in many cases do, include protections based on sexual orientation and gender. The bill will void all local non-discrimination ordinances. They are banning bans on discrimination. The bill passed by a huge margin. A special session was called. There were only 30 minutes of public comment, and the thing overwhelmingly passed, 83 to 24. It went to the Senate, and the governor, Pat McCrory, has signed it, and it is absolutely insane. And it all appears to have been sort of catalyzed because state Republicans were furious that transgender citizens in North Carolina were allowed to use the public restroom that corresponded with their gender identity. They were so mad that they have now passed a bill which prevents any municipality or city or town or village from passing any of these public accommodation ordinances. Cities can no longer pass minimum wage ordinances. If the city wants to have a minimum wage that is higher than that of the state, they are no longer allowed to do so. This prevents cities and towns from doing what they determine to be best for their city or their town. Think of the absurdity of this for a second. Right-wingers talk about states' rights and the oppressive federal government because the state knows better than the federal government what's best for them, and the feds shouldn't be allowed to pass laws. But all of a sudden, the state says, well, no, cities and towns don't know better what's for them than don't know what is better for them than we do. So it only goes so far, Lewis. Apparently, the state
and then,
level.
Of course, if the federal government were to come in and say, well, you, state government, we know better than you, they would say, oh, no, you don't know better than us. But somehow we know better than these cities and towns.
Total hypocrisy, absolute and utter hypocrisy. And more broadly, the state also thinks that which bathroom people use is an important enough issue to invest time and money and special sessions and debate on, right? You have a situation here where it's all about small government, supposedly. You never want to pass any law that isn't absolutely necessary. And you also want to let states decide, and you want to give power to the local rather than the national, except when it comes to issues that they really don't like and that so-called social conservative moral majority Republicans aren't in favor of. They love small government, except when it contradicts their personal beliefs, as we're seeing here.
They'll turn this country into China if they have to.
Gamefly is sort of like Netflix for video games. They have over 8,000 new and classic games for Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS4, PS3, Wii, and a bunch of other platforms. And you can play as many games as you want for one monthly fee. And if you find some games you want to keep, you can buy them for a low used price. There's never any due dates or late fees. And our audience can get a free 30-day trial at gameflyoffer.com/TDPS. The games are shipped directly to you with return envelopes included. There's no contracts, and you can rent games through the mobile app. Get the free 30-day trial for the David Pakman Show audience and support our show by going to gameflyoffer.com/TDPS.